Hi guys, and welcome back to Victori's Creations. Today we are going to do something that I was supposed to do about a year ago. We're going to bring a little bit of Christmas into July. We're going to create Santa trays. Kind of like charcuterie trays, I think is how you pronounce them. Probably not. I probably just butchered it, but that's okay. But we're going to create Santa trays. So I'm going to move away from sublimation for just a little bit, and we're going to dive into iron on because we are going to iron on our designs onto our wood. So if you're ready to get started, join me at my crafting table. I will go over everything that you're going to need for this project, and then we'll get started. For today's project, you're going to need a cutting machine. I'm using the Cricut Explore Air 2. Iron-on vinyl. I am using everyday iron-on, holographic iron-on, and foil iron-on. Mini heat press, standard grip mat, heat-resistant mat, sprayer tool, scissors, weeding tool, scrapers, your wood pieces, and handles. Don't forget a screwdriver or a drill to be able to attach the handles to the wood. Now that we have everything we need, let's get crafting. Before I begin adding my HTV to the wood, I'm going to paint, brush it off. I'm going to paint the surface, and I'm going to paint this one white. I was going to use my chalk paint, but it's such a small container that I really don't think that it will be enough. So I got some acrylic white paint, and that's what we're going to paint it. I've got two brushes. I'm going to start off using one of these paint brushes. If it looks too streaky, I'm going to change and use this one. So let's get started painting. Remember to make sure you're in a well-ventilated area, because those paint fumes would not be good if you were not. Make sure you get the sides as well. I didn't sand mine down. I kind of kept it at a little bit of a natural rough look. The bottom you don't have to worry about because that will be the part that's on the table, so you're not really going to see it. Finish going all the way around, and if you want to paint the rest of them, go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back. Hey guys, real quick, while I'm waiting on these guys to dry so that we can move to the next step in this tutorial, I wanted to mention, because I forgot to earlier, make sure you stick around to the end of the video, because there's going to be a special announcement that has to do with the channel and the direction we're going, and you don't want to miss it, because it'll keep you in the know of what's going on, so you won't be like, BC, what you doing? Don't worry, it's all good. At least I think it is. Stick around to the end to find out. Okay guys, while we are waiting for the heat press to heat up, and for this board I'm going to use my heat press, my Cricut heat press. I'm going to tape these down so they stay in place, and then I'm going to cover it with my Teflon sheet to make sure, to kind of protect my, and it's ready, to kind of protect my heat press. So let's tape these down real quick. I ended up having to use 2 coats of paint. I probably could have put 3, but I kind of like the look that the 2 coats gives. Make sure when you're putting this down that your image is flat, it's not bowed. Also make sure none of your images are under or over this plastic piece when you're using more than one. Otherwise your image is going to stick to the tape and not to the board. And I'm hoping that we do not end up with bubbly paints when we put the heat on here. I think I let it dry enough. I hope I let it dry enough. We will find out. How many of you have already started your Christmas shopping? Go ahead and getting it out of the way. I have to say I wanted to, but I did not. I should have with the Prime days that we had not too long ago, though. That would have been the perfect time. Alright, so let's cover it with a Teflon sheet. And begin. I'm going to apply some pressure. Lift. Go to another section. Move that out of the way. Apply again. Uh-oh. Make sure you've got even pressure too. You do not want to have anything keeping it from being evenly distributed. I am making sure to stay on the Teflon paper. That way if the paint does come up or anything comes up out of the wood, my press is protected. Oh, I didn't start it. I'll let it go for 10 seconds and then I'll lift it up. I'm going to slide this down. That is not enough time. I can see it now. That is not enough time. All right. Let's do it. Oh, I don't want to set it back on there while I'm doing the time. I'm going to set the time up to 30. Let's try that. Remember that time. Try not to let it shift on me. It's I can feel it wanting to slide. Let's check that. Did that flatten out? It kind of looks like it did, doesn't it? I see a little bubbly along the sides of the lettering. Ooh, that's hot. Don't touch that with your bare fingers. Whatever you do. I'm going to drop it back. I kind of want to drop it back down because I feel like it's got that adhesive come out, but I'm not. I'm going to leave it. We're going to leave it. We're going to see what happens. Press the next section. You can use your Easy Press Mini on this. It will take a lot longer simply because you can only do so much of an area at a time, but it is possible. Let's see a little bit of pill here, so we're going to go back over here. Let's see. Oh, there is stuff coming up from the wood. Looks like it anyway. Give it a little bit more character, hopefully. It does not want to sit down. Let's see how it's doing. It does bubble. Make sure that you're not applying heat directly onto any vinyl that is not covered up. And when you're using wood, especially thick pieces of wood, make sure that you're using something to protect your heat press. I'm going to break out the mini to get some of these little spots, I think, that are not, that one did good, that are not adhering, because I don't want to keep putting the heat on areas that are adhering. I'm going to put the heat press mini on the lowest setting, and because it is such a small device, I'm not going to use the Teflon paper because I will be able to see where my heat press is going to be at on the board. So as long as I keep it on the plastic or on the covering, it should be fine. But I am going to be 100% honest, on big projects like this, I think vinyl is better than the iron-on, because I know the vinyl would have already stuck and we could have put Mod Podge on it to seal it on there, and we could have put a spray of clear coating to protect it, because you do, even with the iron-on, you want to put a clear coat of some kind of sealant on here to protect your wood and your design from spilling and messes, because let's face it, kids are going to be, and if you want, they're going to be putting stuff on here. If you want to be able to place food directly onto the board, you're going to need to seal it with something that is food safe. Make sure you remember that. Now with the heat press, I'm going to apply pressure with a mini, and then I'm going to also be moving it constantly. I'm also not a big fan of foil, but I did want to see how it would do on wood. Give it a second to cool. Make sure when you're peeling it off that you're peeling it off slow. You don't want to just rip it off, because there's no guarantee that all of it is 100% adhered to the wood. So make sure you slowly peel it. See? I'm trying to put most of my pressure on the little star and not as much on the love, but it's getting some pressure. And it's ripping the love. Let's let that cool off before we go to peeling it again. This is the thing about the vinyl or the foil that I have come in contact, no matter what I'm using it on, if I'm using it on the wood, if I'm using it on clothing, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Give me some tips, give me some tricks. Comment down below what I can do better. Okay, a little bit better. Gives it a little, I guess it gives a little character. I'm not a big fan, but and if you don't like it and you have red paint, you can definitely paint in there and kind of give it a little bit more. You'll lose some of that shine if you do that. That piece came up. That piece did not go all the way down. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. A little trick for the pieces that did not stay down. Take out your Mod Podge. And put a coat of Mod Podge over it in a way that it'll make it stay down. I did the everyday iron-on first, and I forgot to record it. Sorry, guys. But I had a couple areas on there that didn't want to stay down, like 2 little areas. And I put some Mod Podge down. And it will dry clear, guys. I don't know if you guys remember me putting Mod Podge on a sign that I made for my nephew and his wife when they got married. But it does dry clear. Now, if it is laying flat, you can leave it and let it dry on its own. If it is not laying flat and you have a heat gun, you can put it on a low setting and get it to stay that way. Make sure you go over it and see any areas that may have come up. Give it a quick little wipe down with the Mod Podge. And make sure you seal it. If you don't like these little stain pieces, you can always go back over that with a white. To me, it's just a sap in the wood, so for me, it's not that big of a deal. I may touch it up, and I may not. But if you're going to touch it up, you have to do so before you seal the wood. That's important. All right, set this one to dry. I want to tape these down where they're at, like we did the last one. Make sure that, oh, there we go. Make sure that it's not going to move. And you don't have to put a lot of tape, just enough to hold it in its place. I know, shocker coming from me, right? Hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too bad. If I am, I do apologize. Now this is the glittery. It's not glitter, but it's the holographics, and it kind of gives off a little bit of a glitter. So let's see how that one does. I think this one is going to go here. Same as before, make sure that none of your vinyl is on top of the protective coating. Okay, this has got to come on the side of me. I feel like I'm playing that Twister game. And I'm doing these as a cold peel. So far, I have not. The everyday iron-on was a cold peel. I tried to do it as a hot peel. It did not work. The foil, as you saw just a minute ago, cold peel, because when we did it as a hot peel, it was coming up. The warm peel doesn't seem to work so far. We're going to give it a try with the big guy first. So I'm going to lower the temperature back down to 20. We're going to see what happens. From here, it looks like it's all down. So we're going to come over here. We're going to turn it sideways so I can get these. And I'm going to wait to do it as a cold peel to see how it does. this side. That did not stick at all on that side. Some of it stuck, it looks like. Remember, the key to crafting is always patience. Don't try to rush the process. It's even something that I have to remind myself of quite often. And if one way of doing something doesn't work, it's okay. Find a different way to do it. There's a way around everything, and there's a way to accomplish everything. Don't give up. Like I said, if it doesn't work, do some research. Someone somewhere has found a way for it to work. Remember that. Whew, that was hot. Now we're going to give it just a minute to cool off because that is a bit warmish. That hurt just a little bit. That didn't stay down at all. That one didn't stay down at all. And if you're trying a new technique for the first time, remember, we don't always get it right the first time. That one is cooled off, and some of it stuck, but that was it. I am quite curious, and I may do one of my upcoming videos will probably be have to do with the smaller woods, the round ones that you can make your like wood signs for your front doors, your welcome signs. I wonder, because those are small enough to go in my auto press. So I wonder how those would do based on, or vinyl versus iron-on. Which one would be better for those? Because those could go straight into the or not the easy press, but the HTV auto press. And that's even pressure, and it might do better. That might be one of my next. I need to make a couple signs anyway for my classroom. Halloween's coming up. I know it's a couple months away, but Halloween is coming up. I'm gonna need a sign for it. That stayed pretty good. My tape wanted to split, but that stayed pretty good. Same with this one as the other one. Do not peel it fast. If you peel it fast, you're liable to tear your design, and that wouldn't be good. Always peel slowly. That's squeaky. Some of those come up a little bit. See what I mean? And make sure you pull that tape back out. if your tape ever does that. Okay. If that happens, don't just rip it back. Do what I did. Just kind of stop and try to readjust it the best you can to get it to line back up to the best of your ability. Let it cool off and then we'll try it again. I don't know if y'all saw that, but that S was not sticking and neither was the candy cane. Everything else did pretty good, but those two did not. For this one, I was actually able to catch it before it come up like the other one did. Well, that one cool. Let's see, it was not down all the way. So far, I will say that the holographic is going to be my favorite because it didn't give me nearly as much problems as the rest of them did. That one stayed pretty good. That one stayed perfect. This is the one I did next. It's cooled off. Okay, better. Perfect. Perfect. The holographic one, definitely my favorite of all the vinyl that I've used for this project because, yes, I did have to go over it some more, but it didn't mess up the vinyl at all. And once I applied just a little bit more heat to it, it stuck a whole lot better without messing up the vinyl. So if you're going to do this project, I would suggest out of all the HTV vinyl, I would use the holographic. And you can get those in different colors. And the smaller heat press actually worked a little bit better than the big one, but combined, they worked really great together. Because this got the majest of it, the big one did, and then the little one was a touch-up. So that's something else that you can apply for this project if you want to try it yourself. Remember, don't forget to seal your projects because the little ones are going to be putting food and water or milk or hot cocoa here, and if they spill it, you don't want it to mess up your design. I am going to be sealing mine once it cools off. I'm going to seal mine with some polyurethane. I'm either going to do it myself or have my husband do it. Once you have it sealed, apply your hardware to it and you're good to go. Unfortunately, Florida's weather right now is not the greatest, so I'm going to have to wrap this up without sealing it because I don't have the ability to seal it right now because it's constantly raining and it is constantly, the humidity is just too much. It would take so long, but I am going to seal this soon, just not before this video posts, but this will give you an idea. Sorry guys. This will give you an idea of what it's going to look like once it is completely finished. I will find the center and put the handles there. Make sure that you're using screws that do not go all the way through, but go at least partially through, just in case somebody decides to pick it up with the handle, everything stays. But the handles are more decorative than anything else. But I am going to, for just in case purposes. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed that tutorial. That was fun. I won't say difficult, but maybe slightly difficult. Only because the vinyl was working against me and I'm not the most patient person. And I know I said in the video, you have to be patient. And that was for me as well. I need to be patient too. I am not the most patient. That's something I'm still learning, and I will continue to learn because at my age, I should have already picked that up, but that's okay. The project still turned out great. I still have to use the polyurethane to seal them up so that they are protected from any kind of weather or any kind of spillage because kids spill things. That happens. But the project is complete. They look good. I think they look good. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you liked the way they looked. I did get the images from Creative Fabrica. I will link that down below along with everything else that I used for this project. Now, I told you that if you stuck around that I would talk to you about something that I want to do for the channel to kind of niche it down a little bit. But I didn't give you any details, but I'm going to do that now. So my channel has always been, since I started it, all about creating this, creating that, whatever it was creating everything. And I want to kind of break it apart a little bit. I want this channel to focus, Victori's Creations, to focus on sublimation and anything Cricut related. That's paper crafts, vinyl, iron on, anything Cricut related. That's this channel. Cricut related, sublimation. I'm going to break apart, so to speak, the wreaths. For those of you who have enjoyed my wreaths, I am going to create a new channel, and I will have that in my YouTube channel. If you look in there's somewhere where if you click on the YouTube channel, there's a thing, other channels, and you click on it, it shows any other channels that the creator may have. That's where it'll be once I get started. It's going to be a little bit, but once I get started, I already have some really cute wreaths that I want to create. And for those of you who were here with me in the very, very beginning, I started this channel out crocheting and knitting, mostly crocheting, but I am bringing back the crocheting, but not on this channel. It's going to be also on a separate channel. I won't be posting there as much as I do this. This is still my main channel and this is my main focus, but I will be posting there. So when that is up and running, I will let you guys know when they're both up and running. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be making welcome signs here, like welcome signs that you put on your doors and stuff like that, because that's still Cricut related or sublimation related if I'm going to sublimate anything on there. So those will still be here. Just the actual wreaths that I make are going to be moved to a different channel. And like I said, I will keep you guys updated. I hope that you like that this channel will be more focused on sublimation and Cricut related items. And I hope that you will, once I create the other channels and get those going, that you will join me there as well. As always, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. And remember, keep crafting your best life.